Hello guys, we are back with our next lecture. In this lecture, let us continue with the Prim's algorithm. In our last lecture, we have seen Kruskal's algorithm. So basically, this Prim's algorithm is also used for finding the minimum cost spanning trees, guys. Okay, so initially I'll be taking an example and solving it. After that, we'll be going through the algorithm and then we will be solving the problem again using the algorithm. Okay. Okay, so let us take a small example here. So just give me a second, guys. I'll be taking a piece of paper. Okay. Okay, so here is our question. So assume this is our question and the starting point we will be assuming as C, guys. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so I'm just connecting them as per the diagram. So guys, while drawing these diagrams, please make sure that you are writing the question carefully, because if you write the question wrong, the final end result will be wrong. Like your total cost will be the wrong answer. Or even sometimes the path also may vary because of your wrong entries. So basically make sure that you are not doing any mistakes. So I'm also making sure that I'm not doing any mistake. Okay, hopefully they are correct. So I'm just cross checking them. 10, 27, 30, 26, 22, 49, 10, 4, 5, 2. Okay, so the first thing is that you need to know where you want to start. Like assume that in the question it is given that C is the starting point or the root. Sometimes he will be saying that it is the root of the tree. So basically this is a graph, right? So he wants to convert this into a tree with the root as a C. So means indirectly C is the parent, right? So indirectly you will be starting at C. Okay, so I'll be just explaining you the algorithm now. So how it works basically. If a question like this is given and if it is asked to find the minimum cost spanning tree using Prim's algorithm. Okay, then you will be first initially starting at C. From C, you will be seeing all the different paths. There are multiple paths to, I think for everyone we are having to F, D, A, B, G. So among all this, which is the least cost edge is the thing that you should see. So the least cost edge is E to F. That is nothing but this. Right? Yes. So now I'll be visiting F. Okay. So now from F, is there any minimum cost edge? Now from F you will be checking. Yes, we are having 5 here. So let us select it. Okay. So we reached till now to G. So F to G we went. So again check at G. Is there any minimum edge? Yes. So we'll be continuing here. Okay, so we reached E. So if you check from E now, from E we are having a C. Okay. But C is already visited. Or if you form a C, it will be a cycle. So that is the reason why you will be avoiding this. So 49 is, I think so 49 is too large. So let us move back. From G everything is visited. From F we are having 22. Okay. From C also we are having 22. So you can select among these two any one 22. So assume that I have selected this thing. Okay, so in my path I avoided this and I avoided this. So please make some cross marks or anything for your understanding only. It is not mandatory in your examination to make those cross marks. For our understanding I'm just making them. Okay, so now I visited D. So now among all the vertices which is minimum, so obviously this 7 is minimum. So I'll be moving on to A. From all the possible ways to go to B, this is the minimum, so this will be the path. So we have successfully visited all the paths and this is our minimum spanning tree. I'll be drawing it again for our clarity, guys. Just give me a second. A, B, C, D, F, E and G. Okay, so here we are having both, that is nothing but 2 plus 5. Here we are having 4, here we are having 22, here we are having 7 and here we are having 10. So the final cost is nothing but 10 plus 7 plus 25 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2. So that will be the final cost. I think I have written in my book so that I can just copy the answer 50. Okay, 10. Okay. Okay, I think it should be 50. I think I did mistake somewhere. Just give me a second, guys. 10, 7, 22, 4, 5, 2. Okay. Okay, I think I wrote it is 22. It is not 25, guys. It is 22. That's the mistake I have done. So the final sum will be 50. Okay. So I hope everyone got a clear idea that how the algorithm works. So if a question is given for you, you can solve it in this way. Like there are multiple steps that you should follow, like this, how you decided that we will be discussing in the next lecture, guys, like how you should solve in your examination. In this lecture, we will be going through the algorithm and algorithmic way of solving it. Okay. Okay. So let us go through the algorithm. So this algorithm might sound a bit odd, guys, because this algorithm is also I'll also be a bit confused with this algorithm, because this algorithm is a bit complex when compared to all the other algorithms. But the logic behind it is really easy. Okay. So there is nothing much to worry, guys. I also know the outline of the algorithm, but I cannot write it on my own. That's the only thing. So even if you learn the algorithm, the outline also, that will be enough, because you can write the conditions in terms of statements also. It doesn't matter, because knowing the logic is important more than writing the code. Okay. So minimum spanning tree, we will be passing G, W, R. G is nothing but the graph, W is nothing but the weights of the graph, and R is nothing but the root. So for each and every vertex in the graph which is belonging to the graph, you will be assigning a key and pi. So you will be understanding what is this key and pi. So initially you will be making the key is nothing but the cost, you can assume, that is infinity, and the pi is nothing but the parent, you can assume, that is nothing but nil. Okay, so initially I'll be initializing a key of r equal to 0. R is nothing but our root. So initially root cost will always be 0, right, to itself. So that is the reason why I made it to 0. Then I will be inserting all our vertices into a priority queue, indicating priority queue will with all the vertices of the graph. So initially this queue is having all the vertices. So we'll be continuing a process until the queue is empty. We will be extracting the minimum of queue, like a minimum edge of the queue, and we will be storing it in a U. Okay, and we will be checking whether there is any connectivity. Okay, so if there is a connectivity possible, position possible, we will be connecting it. Else, if it is forming a loop, we will be avoiding it. So if v belongs to q and weight of u comma v is less than or equal to u, if the cost is also minimum, we will be selecting that, and we will be adjusting it to its parent, and we will be assigning the weight also. So this is how this whole algorithm works, guys. So there is nothing in this algorithm. Just initially you will be initializing them to infinity and nil. After that you will be pushing the whole vertex list into a queue, and then you will be comparing each and everything, and you will be selecting the least one, avoiding the loops. That's it. Okay, so here you will be having key, and here you will be having pi. So basically in pi you will be storing the path in which it is going, and in key you will be representing the cost of it. Okay, so basically initially you will be starting it. So just you can trace it, guys. This algorithm is really clear. I think I have written with every step here. Okay, so initially you will be starting with the key of e equal to 0. So I think so I took from e, right? No, yeah, from e I started here. Okay, so from e I started. So initially the value of e is equals to 0, and now all the elements are in u, like all a, b, c, d. E is already done, so it will be removed. F, g. Okay, so now what is the minimum edge from e? So the minimum edge from e is e to g. So among all the possibilities, I'll be taking the minimum one, that is nothing but this g. So I'll be selecting it and pushing into the parent, and I'll be unioning, or I'll be assuming that both of them are connected now. Okay, so in the similar way you will be continuing from similarly from G to F also. From F is minimum, so from F you will be checking we are having D and C, among which D is minimum, so you will be updating it. So in that way you will be continuing, guys. So if you are confused here, please try to trace the algorithm, guys, because I will also be a bit confused with this algorithm, applying this algorithm. That is the reason why I am just teaching you how it is done, and please try it on yourself, because I will be confusing more if I try to teach this. Okay, so at the end you will be reaching till here. So you'll be getting a simple spanning tree like this. So if you calculate the cost, it will be 50. Okay, so basically the thing is that you will be from each and every point you will be checking which is minimum in our priority queue, and you will be selecting the minimum one, and you will be again checking which is minimum, again minimum, like that you will be continuing until each and every vertex is visited. That's it, guys. Until our queue, that is nothing but it is consisting of each vertex, right? So until that is empty, you will be continuing the same process. That's it. Okay, so in the next lecture we will be taking a single problem, and we will be solving in Prim's and Kruskal's algorithm, guys, so that every one of you can get a clear idea. So if a question is given, most probably the algorithms will not be asked in the questions in the examination, but for our safety, prepare. Okay, so if there is a chance they could give it, so that is the reason why just prepare them, and we will be discussing the problems, the same problem using Prim's and Kruskal's, so that you will be getting a clear idea that if a problem is given, how to solve it. Okay, so let us meet in the next tutorial. Thank you. Thanks for watching.